Okay, I will show you. Here, I will show you the use of bitmap images in a page in InDesign, how to check the resolution and if it's okay, and using vector graphics in InDesign. And we could go into Illustrator to adjust some things in that and use it in InDesign, but we'll see how that turns out. First, let's check this. Using bitmap images in InDesign, because last week I asked you already to put some images into your final work, into your document that you're creating. I'm just going to create 4 pages, okay? So, if I'm placing an image in InDesign, and let's take one from the briefing you got. Oh, that's empty. Let's take one from the briefing. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to look at this one. This is an EPS file. So that, remember, that is supposed to be a vector file. And I will look at this train thing. So let's download them. That's even zipping. I just want to download them. Okay. That's one. And this is my EPS file, which I'll also download. And there it is. Okay. In InDesign, I'm just going to drag and drop actually those images, and I'll start with the picture downloads. It's not there. Where is it? Am I crazy? It's on my desktop. Thank you. Does anyone see it? That's why I need to clean up your desktop. Trainnet platform.
You can also drag it.
No, nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna look for some JPEG. I don't mind. What's this? Okay, I would like. Yeah, let's take this one. I'm just gonna drag an image in, place it, and on my screen it looks fine. But I don't know what will happen when I print it. I don't know the resolution yet. So if you go to the window links here, you see all the images that you put in. And this is the only image I put in now. And down below at the link info, you can see the details. It's a JPEG. Its color space is RGB, so it's not CMYK, what we actually would need. And then you have a few things. That is the actual pixels per inch and the effective pixels per inch. The actual pixels per inch is 72. That would be way too low, but the actual pixels per inch is a given number that's imprinted like in the file format. So don't worry about it. The thing we should look at is the effective pixels per inch. And at this moment, it's 432. So that would be high enough, right, to get a good quality print. The dimensions are 2,500 by 3,800 something. So it's a pretty big file. So in this size, at this A4 paper, it is 432 pixels per inch. Now if I want to make it full screen or the page spread totally covered with this image. Let's make it bigger and check the effective pixels per inch. It's much lower now. It was 400 something and now it's only 314. Because I made the image bigger, the amount of pixels per inch decreases. Because the same amount of pixels are there, the same dimensions are there, but it's on a bigger space. Now if I drag a smaller picture in, I think this is a very small picture. There it is. Yep, it's only, the dimensions are 500 by 725. And I create this to be a very, to fill the full spread, full image, full page, sorry. It only giving me 60 pixels per inch, so if you can check on your paper actually what 60 pixels per inch is going to give you when printed, it's looking horrible. And then on the screen it may still look okay, it's not going to be looking okay when you print it. So this effective pixels per inch should be somewhere between 200 and 300. Remember that and check it always with all your images. The size will never change. The dimensions will never change of the image. The size will change of the printed image on paper. Because when I want this image to be in here, and it should be somewhere between 200 and 300. Let's do it official. Now it is 184, it's still not okay. 400, that's enough. 250, okay, 250 would be okay. So that's on an A4 size, that's this, is what left of it. So it's not a very big image for on my magazine. So check the link in info, it's 250 pixels per inch, then it's fine. Somewhere towards 300 and you're safe. Now I had this other thing, the EPS file, somewhere on the desktop. Somewhere, okay, let's take... let's take this one. It's a different logo. Now, if I have this EPS file, which only consists out of vectors, check the info in the link window and see what's there. But there's nothing about the image size or the resolution, the amount of pixels per inch, because it simply doesn't exist. It's only redrawing every time that you zoom in or make this one bigger. So with an EPS, with this vector information, you cannot check if it's the right resolution because it's being redrawn all the time. So then it should just be okay. That's the second thing. Now, if we want to actually use this tree picture here as a much larger picture, we could increase the resolution in Photoshop. So just to give you a heads up about what's going on then, remember the difference between resizing, what we just did in InDesign, and resampling. Because in Photoshop we can just create a larger image, right? Magic wand. There it is. There's my image in Photoshop. So if I then gonna check my image size, you will see the same things. It is actually 500 by 725 pixels, and the resolution is here 72 pixels per inch. But this number here doesn't mean anything unless you're going to print it. Now, here you see resample automatic. It's on. If you turn it off, you can actually change the amount of centimeters and the resolution freely without actually the picture changing. But if you resample the image, the size will become bigger or smaller. If I turn it on And let's look at the pixels again. Let's reset it first. 300 pixels per inch. So my image will become 2000 by 3000 instead of the 3 by 700 we just had. And you see here already in the preview that the quality is not better actually. It's just been blown up. There's not details in the leaves you can see right now. So that doesn't help me getting more quality. And if you look at these, you can actually see that also happening when you're enlarging a photo. The amount of pixels doesn't increase, the amount of pixels per inch is decreasing, and the quality is getting worse. So it doesn't matter if you do it in Photoshop or you do it in InDesign. If your resolution is not high enough, get rid of the picture, get another one. Simple as that. The picture could be that dramatically beautiful to put in. You just need to make it smaller to get to the correct amount of pixels per inch, or you need to find another image. So if I make it bigger, as you can see on the screen now, this looks horrible. Doesn't make it look better. Is that clear about this issue actually with image size? If you put it in InDesign, you can vary the size of the image that will be printed, but that affects the quality as well. And you know how to check it now? Where? All right. Then you may see sometimes that your image, that's the last thing I'm going to explain before you have to do something. Let's put in a high resolution image. The one we just had, this is also high enough. So this image here, as you look here now in the link info, has 432 pixels per inch. High enough, right, the resolution? Now, if I zoom into this image, you see the bad quality directly. Also on screen, you see. InDesign is actually showing you a preview version of your page on low resolution. So if you wanna, if you're doubting, like, hey, this is not the file that the quality that I had, InDesign is showing you a preview page to save some memory. And you can put on the high quality by just right-clicking anywhere in your document, go to Display Performance, and then you can choose between Fast, Typical, and High Quality Display. So if I turn on High Quality, my image will be rendered, and now you can see that these pixels are gone and the image quality is fine. Okay, but it soaks up a lot of memory of your computer. So right-click Display Performance, Typical Display is fine to preview your page. Check manually every photo for the amount of pixels per inch. That's the best way to be safe. Questions so far? No?